What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily Rewind episode 15. What is going on? This is the show where we rewind a little bit and watch all of last week's tech news videos that I released last week, all in one single video. And last week was fairly interesting, to say the least. We had news on the OnePlus 6T with this little teardrop at the top, and then it's all display after that with really no bezel, which is beautiful. Also, we've heard news about Galaxy X, which is going to be Samsung's newest foldable phone, which should be released this year. We have news on OnePlus 6 and it getting Android Oreo and all other kinds of stuff as well. So check out this week's episode of last week's tech news. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the OnePlus 6, and Android P beta is open now to everybody. So if you want to join the beta, you now can on the OnePlus 6. And not only will you get Android P and some of those new gestures if you want, but you also get some other features as well. Those features, like I said, is the brand new UI for Android P, new Android P gesture navigation, other new gestures and system improvements, and then the integrated OnePlus customization features are supported accent color customizations, new Do Not Disturb mode with adjustable settings, a new gaming mode 3.0, which adds text notification modes and notification for third-party calls. And our last story of the day is about the Bixby button on the Galaxy Note 9. If you didn't know, when you press that button, it actually activates, well, you probably already know, so it activates Bixby, but you used to be able to turn this off on previous versions of Galaxy devices, and now they removed it. You'd be able to go like into settings and be able to remove it. It looks like, per a user that communicated with Samsung of Germany on Twitter, they said the following. So the user said, "I really like Samsung, but please let us remap or deactivate this button," talking about the Bixby button. And Samsung's response was, "Hi Max, we are working on it. Deactivation of the Bixby button on the lock screen should return until the end of September." Now that's kind of weird because it's not on the lock screen, so maybe it was just lost in translation, but it looks like end of September is when this will hit. Now, will it hit for everybody? It probably won't. It'll probably be a few months because your carrier is going to have to go through the update. Samsung's going to have to go through the update. They have to push it out. So you're probably looking, especially in America, you're probably looking at maybe October, November before you actually get this update to deactivate Bixby. Maybe I'll be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I kind of feel like it's going to be a few months after that. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the OnePlus 6T and the box art that is leaked for the phone, and it's basically showing what the phone looks like as well. Now, the OnePlus 6T is the successor to the OnePlus 6. It's like their updated, more premium version of the phone that they released later on in the year. This should come out most likely in October or November of this year. And looking at the box art, you can see on the first photo, it says OnePlus 6T and the T is red. And then on the other side of the box, it says unlock the speed. And these phones are always super fast. Looking inside the box, you can see a cutout for what the phone will look like. And one of the interesting things at the bottom is you can see unlock the speed, and it shows an in-display fingerprint sensor. Now, this isn't going to be far-fetched from being reality, in case you might think this is incorrect, because there are already phones that have in-display fingerprints. This will be a different technology than the one Samsung does, most likely. Samsung's will be more enhanced, more advanced as well. But this one should still work very well, hopefully anyway, on the OnePlus 6T. And then it also, you can see at the very top, they decreased the notch big time to the point where it now almost looks like an essential phone, where it just has that little teardrop for a camera at the top. And our last story of the day comes from DJ Ko, the CEO of Samsung, and he was on CNBC being interviewed, and he let a little gossip out about the Galaxy X phone. The Galaxy X phone is the Samsung phone that's going to have that foldable display, and he's come out and said it'll work folded or unfolded. So if you want to use the phone, have it be, again, folded or unfolded, you'll be able to do that. I don't know if you'll be able to do everything, have it be folded or unfolded, or there's certain tasks while it's in those states. That remains to be known. The other interesting thing he said is that this phone would be launched at the Samsung Developer Conference, which is November 7th and 8th in San Francisco, or at least it might be. He said it's a complicated device to create and get going, but if they do launch it, the earliest they'll launch it is November 7th/8th at the Samsung Developer Conference. And then from there, usually when they announce a phone, it's usually a couple weeks later that you can actually order it, have it in your hands. So this is quite exciting for us to be able to get such a device in hand possibly, and it's a brand new technology that Samsung's going to be having. It's going to have a foldable display, so exciting to get that. Excited to get out my hands on that if it possibly gets out. So thanks for, how is everyone doing? Let's get into the news. We have one story today, and it is about that, again, the foldable Galaxy X, or whatever they end up calling it, the Samsung foldable phone. We have some more information now. They released a video back at CES 2013 of what possibly could be their foldable phone, and per ET News, it's pretty much supposed to be looking exactly like you're seeing on the screen so far, and that's actually kind of cool technology right there for the most part. But anyway, we got some more information about this phone. So it should be 7.3 inches, completely wide open. The main display, 7.3 inches of display, along with, when you close it up, you're looking at 4.6 inch display. And again, we kind of talked about this yesterday, but it should be able to be used when it's open or closed. It sounds like fully, so if you, it shouldn't be downsized or handicapped at all when it's closed or open. It should work fully the same regardless if it's closed or open. Also, when it's at 7.3 inches, the screen should have a 1.5R bending radius, meaning it'll bend around a hypothetical cylinder of 1.5 millimeters in diameter, similar to a piece of paper or cardboard. Also, Samsung will manufacture 100 to 120,000 foldable displays per month, possibly going as high as 180,000 units per month, meaning this phone probably won't be one of their biggest sellers, but if it sells well throughout the year, you're looking at a few million. And again, if you didn't see yesterday's video, DJ Ko was on CNBC and he said that their foldable phone most likely, probably, I know it's a lot of, will probably be out in November of this year, November 2018. Let's get into the news. The OnePlus 6T, which should be out in a couple of months, maybe a month or two from now, has leaked again, at least a press rendered photo of it, showing it in red. And on the front, you see the teardrop design for the front camera, and then all screen. It should be, the rumors coming out so far, a 6.4 inch 1080p plus display. So still not a 2K display, most likely coming from the OnePlus 6T, but it still looks like a beautiful display, something that's similar to where the Essential phone looked. And then on the back of this phone, you see the 3 rear cameras with variable apertures, meaning it's going to be able to kind of do what the Samsung phones do, aperture as low as 1.5 and also 2.4 aperture on there as well. And the third camera, it looks like, is going to be a sensor that they use for 3D TOF depth sensing for creating 3D mapping. I don't know, OnePlus phones always look fairly interesting to me anyway, but I really wish they throw a 2K display in there. When you match it up against something like from Samsung or some other company that has a really nice 2K display, just to me it doesn't hold up and it kind of holds the phone back. But obviously it's getting good battery life and it's extremely fast, if not the fastest phone that you can get on Android. Next up, if you're a big Fortnite person and you have a Galaxy device, you can now download an update. If you don't know how to download the update, basically just, you should already have the app installed. If you don't, go to the Galaxy App Store on your phone, open up that Fortnite installer and check up for an update and install it. It just came out today. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna allow you to chat. So you can finally do chatting when you're playing your game through your phone. Very cool update. iPhone already has it, and obviously you can chat on if you have Xbox or PC or something like that when you play with your friends, and now you can officially do it with Android as well as of today. And lastly is about the Galaxy S10. The Galaxy S10, most likely, at least what they're saying, is going to be announced at CES or shortly thereafter in February, and then probably released in February or March, again, of 2019. So only a few, like what, 5 months away from this phone being released, and there's going to be 3 variants of it. But the latest news coming out is what we're hearing anyway is that 5G is going to be built into this phone. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. It seems like there's going to be a Galaxy S10 Plus version of this phone, not all S10 Pluses, but a limited supply of S10 Pluses that have 5G built into them. So limited quantities of that 5G version will be released. They're saying that the reason it's not going to be in all the phones that they're putting out for the Galaxy S10 is because 5G isn't really prevalent as of yet, and probably really won't be for maybe over a year, 2-3 years, maybe even 4 years before it's really out there in the wild. So if you were hoping that your Galaxy S10 was going to have 5G, it looks like it probably won't. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every single day. My question out to you guys is 5G important to you? 5G networking important to you or not? Or are you perfectly fine with LTE? I'm pretty fine with LTE. We'll see what 5G ends up bringing us that we don't or can't or slow down for us to do with LTE, but regardless, I'm perfectly fine with LTE at this point. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you down the road. Peace. What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? Let's get into the news. Only one story today, and it's about the Pixel 3 XL. Yesterday, after I did my news story, Google sent out an invite to the new event that they're going to be having on October 9th, and it's most likely going to be the Google Pixel 3 and 3 XL. And I say that obviously because the Pixel's coming out very, very soon. It's going to be in New York City. It says, "I love New York," and the love sign is made out of a 3, which is a common thing when you do it with characters. But 3 obviously stands for Pixel 3, Pixel 3 XL. We already know pretty much everything about this phone at this point in terms of the specs, which would be Snapdragon 845, 4GB of RAM, display at 6.7 inches with a 2K resolution, stereo speakers, no headphone jack. It comes in a white color with like a green button, which looks really, really nice, I think. It's gonna have wireless charging, and we've seen samples of the camera already. We've really seen basically everything about this phone thus far, that it's really, watching this event is almost like a joke, I guess, at this point. But still, the official launch date is going to be October 9th, and then from there you're probably looking at October 16th or 23rd before that phone, or somewhere around there, that the phone actually be in your hands. So if you're looking for the Pixel 3 and 3 XL, we have an official launch date, and the release date will be shortly after that. Let's get into the news. First story of the day is about the Razer Phone. The Razer Phone is that gaming phone from Razer that was released, I believe it was either early 2018 or 2017. It is now on sale for $399. Some cool things about this phone: Snapdragon 835, which isn't so cool because the 845 is out. There is 8GB of RAM in this phone. The display runs at 120 Hertz, so super smooth display. Monster speakers, which basically has 2 big stereo speakers, 4,000 milliamp battery, and again, $399. There's a coupon code on their website called Woohoo on there. So if you want to pick it up, I'll link that site down below. It'll bring you right to the site with the coupon code. Next up, ASUS ROG Phone, which is going to be their gaming phone. The price has leaked out from a Finnish mobile carrier, and it looks like it's going to be $999 of their money, but equating out to American dollars, looking at $1,160 for this ASUS gaming phone. Snapdragon 845. 8GB of RAM. You're gonna have a 90 Hertz display, so it'll be slightly smoother than the 60 Hertz displays that we have currently with the phones that most of us have right now. But yeah, if you're looking for a gaming phone and you're looking for something just slightly different than what's out now, you'll probably want to look that way. And again, it's gonna be fairly expensive, especially when you compare it to some other phones that are on the market, like OnePlus's devices, or like S9 that you can get on for sale. So if you're looking for specifically a gaming phone, this might be right up your alley, but you're gonna have to pay a little bit of money for it. And the last story of the day is about the Pixel 3 XL. And if you've seen anything from my channel in the past few weeks or months about the Pixel 3 XL, you've seen that it's gonna have a notch on the top of the phone, and it's gonna be kind of, I mean, if you love notches, you don't think it's ugly, but maybe you think notches are ugly like the rest of us do, or just inconvenient at that point. Well, there's some rumors and stories going around right now from certain YouTubers that have bashed that notch up there, and Google supposedly has been reaching out to these people asking for these said clips bashing the notch. Now, why would they want that? Especially with October 9th coming up, where they're going to announce the Pixel 3 XL. Why would Google show off these video clips of, you know, people bashing the notch unless there's not going to be a notch in the new Pixel 3 XL, and that all the phones that have leaked out in Russia and everywhere else that have notches, again, aren't going to be what the Pixel 3 XL is all about. So if you think about it, it tends to lead to the fact that probably there won't be a notch on the Pixel 3 XL, or it'll be a completely different design that we've seen out there. And that's kind of what the rumor's been going back and forth. Is Google teasing us with all these leaks, or is it true? We'll have to wait and see, obviously, unless some real concrete facts leak out about the phone. But right now it's leaning towards that there's probably not a notch, or at least maybe it's not as big a notch on the new Pixel 3 XL. Let's get into the news. The only story we have today is about Apple, and it comes from China Mobile with a leaked screenshot of a slide that was being presented to employees, I guess, of China Mobile. Now, what we gather from this slide is that the names for the upcoming iPhones will be the iPhone XC, which will be that 6.1-inch LCD phone, which is going to be the cheapest of the bunch, which is coming in, it looks like, at about $700 to start off the pricing. Next up, you're looking at the iPhone XS, and the XS will be the 5.8-inch OLED display one, and that one will be coming in at $900. And then you're looking at the other last name would be the iPhone XS Plus, which would come in at about $1,000 from there. Now, there were rumors that the iPhone XS Plus was going to be called the iPhone XS Max, but per this China Max leaked slide, it's looking like it's going to be called the iPhone XS Plus, which would make more sense. Max would be a completely new name for any kind of iPhone, and Apple, as you know, aren't really keen on changing too much of anything, have it be the hardware, the software, and let alone the names of their devices. And for the prices, what we take from this is that they're going to kind of fall in line with what have been the prices lately for iPhones. Doesn't seem like they're any cheaper, maybe any more expensive than they usually are. I mean, I'm assuming these are like baseline prices, and that when you get into the 256 or 512 gigabyte versions, that you're going to be paying $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for that device, because at that point, Apple loves to make money. They're a very wealthy company at that. They're one of the richest tech companies, if not the richest tech company in the world at this point, and they didn't get there with having low prices. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every single day. Let me know what you think about those iPhone names. You like them? Think they're lame? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace.